and Baby and Slim and Cash Money were heating the streets up. And they actually went to Master P to try and get Cash Money on through No Limit. But Master P turned it down because he said it was a big street war going on at the time between Calio and Magnolia, and it wouldn't have been smart to sign Cash Money. Then Cash Money ended up going to get a distribution deal and made hundreds of millions of dollars and produced all the stars that they had.
Master P turned down the deal that could have made him another 100 million. And that one move built Cash Money's empire instead. Back in the late 90s, New Orleans was split between two powerhouses. No Limit Records, led by Master P, and Cash Money, ran by Birdman and Slim. The streets were talking, the city was on fire, and every label wanted to be the next big thing. But before Cash Money ever signed their record-breaking deal with Universal, they actually approached Master P first. They wanted to partner with No Limit Records, use his distribution power, and take their movement global. Cameron recently spoke about it, saying Baby and Slim were heating the streets up. They went to Master P to try and get Cash Money on through No Limit, but Master P said no. There was too much tension in the city at that time. A real street war between the Calio and Magnolia projects. He thought it wasn't the right time, and on paper, it made sense. But that one decision changed hip-hop forever. Instead of signing with No Limit, Cash Money took the independent route. They locked in their own distribution deal, flipped it into hundreds of millions of dollars, and created a roster that dominated the 2000s. Lil Wayne, Juvenile, BG, Turk, and eventually Young Money came along. Meanwhile, Master P's empire started to slow down just as Cash Money started to explode. Now I'm about to play this clip for y'all, but before I do, I just need y'all to like, leave your thoughts down below in the comment section, and subscribe. Let's get into it.
Okay. This was the projects against the projects. You don't understand about the beef between Master P, No Limit, Baby, and Cash Money. You don't understand that. It was a song that Juvenile had that he didn't even perform. Juvenile's first single, when I first heard him, ever, or Cash Money, that song, huh? So he's up in the projects, huh? And from what we was hearing in New York, that was a Master P diss. Was it or not? I never got confirmation of that, but you felt like it was, and they didn't perform that song. Yeah. But I don't think the audience, you have people there who understood it, and you have people who there just to be there because there's a complex card, and they're like, oh, I'm at the verses. So I felt there was an audience and pockets of people in the audience that didn't fully understand what was going on and the magnitude of that battle. It was a time where Baby and Slim, Master P was on first. Of course, people know that, or whether you know it or not, I'm telling you. And Baby and Slim and Cash Money were heating the streets up. And they actually went to Master P to try and get Cash Money on through No Limit. But Master P turned it down because he said it was a big street war going on at the time between Calio and Magnolia, and it wouldn't have been smart to sign Cash Money. Then Cash Money ended up going to get a distribution deal and made hundreds of millions of dollars and produced all the stars that they had. But if I had one problem with the verses, I felt it shouldn't have been there. Even though it was crowded, even though it was a lot of people, this was something that if you couldn't, and listen, I get that it couldn't be done in New Orleans. Somebody might have got shots, at least 2 stabbings minimal. I'm not supporting that in them, but that's how much, or the magnitude, you gotta think about, these are 2 rap labels and groups that, had the world watching, or at least the United States. In New Orleans, it's probably crazy. So I would have liked to seen it in Texas at least, if not New Orleans or nowhere in Louisiana, at least Texas. So niggas really would have understood it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying there wasn't people there who didn't, but there was a lot of people there who didn't.
Well, niggas like LeBron understood, because from what I see there, he was there.
Well, LeBron's born in 1984.
No, you got me when you said, because at first I was automatically about to disagree. I was gonna let you finish because I don't want. What's that word? What's that new terminology? My new terminology? I don't want to step on your lines. Yeah, I ain't want to step on his lines. It's my new shit. Don't steal it. But when you said the project thing, then I said, oh, okay. I didn't know that Master P was going to sign the Baby, and he said no. And I never
It's
knew all
not
that.
the Baby, it's Baby, because you got to be very specific. You got the Baby, Little Baby,
Okay.
Fergie Baby.
Yeah.
You got Baby Stunner.
Baby. Stunner. Okay.
And it wasn't that he's going to sign them. Stunner and them was hot in the streets. And they wanted to come to him to figure out distribution. And Master P, he didn't respect, not saying, pardon me, that's not the right word to use. It wasn't that he didn't respect what they had going on. He was saying that some shit was going on in the street from what he told when he was telling his story, that it wouldn't have been good timing to mess with Cash Money. So what you was going to disagree about? What was the problem?
No, I thought you was going to say because, the 90s people don't understand, because we got somebody that was born in 90s or 2000s and she knows who Cash Money and No Limit
Can you name 5 Cash Money records right now, Taylor? Thank you.
When Master P turned down Cash Money, he probably wasn't thinking about who would end up running the game 20 years later. He was thinking about survival, business, and protecting what he built. And honestly, that's something I do respect, because every real entrepreneur knows sometimes the right move in the moment looks like the wrong move in hindsight. But what's wild is how that one no turned into one of the biggest yes moments in music history. Cash Money didn't fold. They doubled down. They went out, found their own distribution deal, and flipped it into a massive partnership with Universal Records, worth around $30 million up front and hundreds of millions of dollars in long-term royalties. That's real business right there, real ownership. And here's what I think really makes this story so powerful. It shows how timing and mindset can shape a legacy. Master P had already built his empire. No Limit was a blueprint for independent success. He was signing artists, selling millions, and doing it without major label backing. He proved you could be a boss before anybody was using that word in hip-hop. But Cash Money came right behind him with a new energy. They learned from his model, no doubt, but they adjusted it for their time. They made their music more regional, more flashy, and more connected to the streets in the new generation. That's how hip-hop evolves. One mogul builds the foundation, and the next mogul pushes it even further. That's not about competition, it's about legacy. If you really look at it, Master P and Birdman both did the same thing. They took control of their business. One created the path, the other perfected it. And that's the kind of cycle that keeps this culture alive. Nobody truly lost here. They both changed the game, just in different ways. I think it's important we stop looking at these stories as mistakes and start seeing them as lessons. Because what Master P did with No Limit Records taught every rapper after him how to think like a CEO. What Cash Money did after that showed how to take independence and scale it globally. It's all connected. And even though that decision might have costed Master P hundreds of millions of dollars, it also gave us some of the biggest artists of our time. Without that no, we might have never gotten Lil Wayne at his peak in the whole Young Money camp. That's a crazy ripple effect when you think about it. So let me ask y'all this. Do you think Master P made the right call for the time? Or did he miss out on a once-in-a-lifetime deal? And which label do you think had the bigger impact on hip-hop culture? No Limit Records or Cash Money Records? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. And make sure you like and subscribe. Peace.